What's going on, internet world? My name is Tommy. You probably know me as Rivet, and I am your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, the highest flying, flyest looking team on YouTube. We are here with our Week 4 battle of the ISL against Coach Crann and the St. John Sharpedos. It's going to be an awesome match. Welcome to the workshop. Alright guys, we are here breaking down our Week 4 matchup against the St. John Sharpedos and Coach Crann. He's got a really scary team, but I think we have the squad to take him on. First off, he's got Aegislash. Aegislash is obviously an incredibly scary Pokemon with wicked big defenses and really strong offensive. Steel and Ghost is a great typing both offensively and defensively, and great coverage moves and stuff like close combat. It does get priority in Shadow Sneak. Obviously Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, Shadow Claw, Iron Head, Gyro Ball, great dual stab. It can set up with Autotomize, it can set up with Swords Dance, and runs Weakness Policy really well. King Shield obviously is a great little signature move. So I'm definitely scared of Aegislash. I definitely think it'll come this week. He's got Sylveon. Sylveon's a really specially bulky fairy type. It's a great Cleric and Wish Passer. Pixelate Hyper Voice is hit really hard. It has Mystical Fire for good coverage. Again, I definitely expect Sylveon to come. It's one of his best and his really only answer to Hydreigon, so I think it's kind of forced to come this week. He's got Superior. Superior is obviously an incredibly fast an offensive threat with contrary Leaf Storms. If this thing gets one or two off, it's really hard to manage just because it is so fast. It can set up behind Substitute, set up Leech Seed, it can glare stuff. No hidden power is great, obviously, because I don't have to deal with expanded coverage. So really it only has Leaf Storm to hit me, but even stuff that like quad resists it at +4, +6, they just hit so hard. He's got Rhyperior. Rhyperior is a really great defensive piece. With the ground and rock type with the solid rock ability, reducing the damage from super effective hits. It sets stealth rocks. It hits really hard with that base 140 attack stat, and it's got really great natural bulk that it will usually invest in. Especially, it's not really doing a whole lot for him, but it is a really great piece. I don't know if it comes while it is pretty defensive in one of his better ways to switch in to Mega Beedrill. I think he has some other stuff in his team that can come instead. He's got Centiskorch. Centiskorch is a really cool fire and bug type. It sets up coils and stuff. It has the Flash Fire ability, so obviously it has a fire immunity. And it's just a really naturally bulky Pokemon that has a good set of coverage moves. And a variety of sets it can run. Again, I don't know if I expect Centiskorch. If it does come, it's probably just a Flame Body set maybe to try to burn Mega Beedrill and stop it from pivoting around. And then he's got Guzzlord. Guzzlord is a kind of a weird pick. Dark and Dragon type. But honestly, it doesn't do a whole lot. It's a pretty reliable check to Blacephalon, so if he's scared of Blacephalon, maybe he'll bring that. But I honestly don't think it would come. He's got Mega Sharpedo, the mascot pick for him. Mega Sharpedo is incredibly scary. In this league, you don't have to Mega Evolve turn 1, so he can protect in base Sharpedo form, get the speed boost off, and then start clicking moves with that huge 140 base attack stat and Strong Jaw with stuff like Crunch, Ice Fang, Psychic Fangs, and then obviously Liquidation. It does have respectable special attack with that base 110, and so he can run, and I do expect him to run special moves like Hydro Pump to hit some of my stuff like Skarmory. That would wall it from the physical side pretty well. I definitely think Mega Sharpedo comes. It's really scary, and I have to make sure it doesn't sweep me in the late game, because it's definitely a possibility. He's got Mew. Mew obviously does everything. Very bulky, pure Psychic type. It does everything. It can set up in numerous ways. Swords Dance, Nasty Plot, Calm Mind, Cosmic Power. It does literally everything. I mean, there's not much more I could say about Mew, but it's super bulky. It's super strong. I don't really know. I think it'll probably come just because it's so good in every matchup. But I do have stuff like Hydreigon and Blacephalon and Mega Beedrill. That would kind of scare it away. He's got Mienshao. Mienshao is a really fast offensive pivot Pokemon with Regenerator, a great ability. Close combat's hit really hard. Rock Slide, Poison Jab, Knock Off, U-Turn. It does a bunch of stuff really well. If it comes, I expect it to probably be a Choice Scarf set just to pivot around and scare out Mega Beedrill with Regenerator to keep itself healthy. I think it has a really good chance of coming, but I'm not totally certain on it. He's got Lantern. Lantern is a really awesome low tier for me. I love Lantern with the water and electric typing with both water and Volt Absorb. It's got a really great move pool. It runs Assault Vest really well. It can Cleric with Heal Bell, and it Volt switches around really well. It can Scald, Ice Beam, do a bunch of stuff like that. It pretty hard shuts down a few of the pieces on my team. I don't know if it'll come just because he has a lot of great pieces that are used to check and run me over. But Lantern, I think, has a good shot at coming. And then Oricorio, I don't expect it to come. It's a cool little flying type. It can run the 4 different forms. It can defog and pivot around and roost up, but I think he's got a bunch of better options on his team, so I don't really expect it. So let's hop into what I am bringing and why I'm bringing it. Starting us off, we got Euthanasia, the Mega Beedrill, making his return. Euthanasia is looking great this match. Rocking a U-turn pivoting set, obviously. Poison Jab. Poison Jab hits everything pretty hard. Knockoff for Aegislash and just general utility. And then I have Tailwind on this set. Tailwind I really liked. I didn't put Drill Run on here just because U-turn hits Rhyperior harder because of the combination of adaptability and Solid Rock on both respective ends. So U-turn is just the better play in that scenario. And I really like the Tailwind option for the scenario in which he brings in his Sharpedo against me and he protects turn 1, expecting me to get the speed boost. So in that situation, I could just try to U-turn out, but obviously I'm not doing anything. So in that situation, he would protect to get the speed boost off, and then I can Tailwind. He can't protect again, and I'm setting it double speed along with anything else on my team. So then I can safely U-turn out. He won't be able to stay in. I'll get momentum, and I'll force that thing out after the speed boost. So I really like that option. But this thing looks great. It revenges a bunch of stuff like Mew. Again, Mega Sharpedo if it's not at +1. Superior, Sylveon, it just hits really, really hard this match, so I'm really liking it. I got to keep it healthy and keep it around because it's definitely going to be really key this week. Next up, Lerny. He's coming back. Lerny's been one of our most reliable members this season, rocking a Choice Spec set this week. Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, and U-turn. Draco hits everything pretty hard, bar Sylveon. Dark Pulse is there for Aegis. Flash Cannon obviously is there for Sylveon. Even a specially defensive set with Choice Specs, Flash Cannon has a good chance to two-shot it after Stealth Rocks and a little bit of chip. And then U-turn just for pivoting around. If the early game Sylveon's way too healthy for Lerny to take it on, I can U-turn out safely, get into Euthanasia, and just apply additional pressure. Lerny's looking really good this week. I needed to bust some big holes in his team, and I think he'll do just that. Next up, the League Kill Leader. Who would have thought Windshear the Skarmory? Bringing another defensive set this week, but he's looking great. With the leftovers, Body Press, Iron Head, Spikes, and Roost. This is my main check to Mega Sharpedo. I have enough special defense investment in there, so I can not get two-shot by Hydro Pump from uninvested Sharpedo. The rest thrown into HP and physical bulk just to be as bulky as possible. 8 speed so I don't get speed crept by something like Lantern and get like a huge hit on me from Volt Switch or anything like that. And then Body Press is there for Sharpedo. Iron Head is there for Sylveon, so it can't come in safely. Spikes I really like just because I need the chip on stuff like Rhyperior and Aegislash, and so they would obviously resist rocks in multiple sets. Looks really, really good this match because he doesn't have super reliable removal. It's like Superior and Mew and Oricorio if it comes. So I like being the option to set multiple layers of spikes, and then obviously Roost for longevity. Next up, making his debut, we got Serendipity 3. The Togekiss, just a especially bulky set this week with Air Slash, Roost, Defog, and Heal Bell. This is one of my main answers to Superior if it comes in. Obviously, a subset is really scary because it can sub up, it can start glaring me and everything. So I like Heal Bell for that. So I can get rid of the glare paralysis. Air Slash hits it really hard. If for some reason it's really slow or I get like a cheese paralyzed on it somehow, Air Slash is looking really good. And then just Air Slash spam looks really good for stuff like Sylveon, Scorch. This is also a decent check, at least in one aspect, to Mienshao because it can't just lock into close combat, which would obviously hit the rest of my team really, really hard. But having that quad resist to fighting makes him start to try to click stuff like Stone Edge or Poison Jab or U-turn, which Windshear can eat for days. So I'm really liking Togekiss this match. Defog is there for potential hazard removal, and it's looking really good. Next up, Euphonic the Raikou coming back with another Choice Scarf set. Thunderbolt, Scald, Shadow Ball, and Volt Switch. This outspeeds pretty much everything on his team, or it does outspeed everything on his team when I have my Choice Scarf. It doesn't do a whole lot to some of the things like Aegislash and Shield Form or Sylveon, but it does a great job pivoting around and scaring out some key threats. So I really need it to do just that. I need the pivot and the speed this week because I can't let something like a Choice Scarf Superior get in, and I just have nothing for it. So in the late game, with a little bit of chip, he can do great work, and then Volt Switch I obviously love because Superior comes in pretty freely against this thing, but Volt Switch lets me pivot out. Scald is there for Rhyperior and just general coverage, and then Shadow Ball is there for Aegislash. And finally coming back, Thunder Snail. Thunder Snail is here on the scene again. He's looking great with a specially defensive set this week. This is my, along with Skarmory, this is my Aegis Slash check. This is kind of my special Aegis Slash check. Wind Shear obviously covers the physical side. With leftovers, Earthquake, Scald, Sludge Bomb, and Recover. Earthquake hits Aegis Slash, Scald hits Rhyperior, and Sludge Bomb is just good for trying to spread some poisons around to stuff like Sylveon or Superior. And then Recover, obviously, just for longevity. I really need Thunder Snail around. Aegis Slash hits so hard. I need the Steel Resist for Flash Cannon, because Euphonic doesn't want to take a lot just because I'm so offensive. But Thunder Snail looks really good. I can Scout pretty safely, unless he's like banded, and he goes for it immediately. But I need Wind Shear around to deal with that Mega Sharpedo. Storm Drain lets me take hits from Mega Sharpedo. If he's like Liquidation or Hydro Pump, I can Scout that out. And also from Lantern. This pretty much hard shuts down Lantern. So that's the team we're rocking with. It's definitely going to be a tough match. He's got a really scary team. But with all that said, let's hop into it. All right, guys, we're about to hop into this battle against the St. John Sharpedos and Coach Crann. You can see what I expect him to bring up on the screen. Aegis Slash, Sylveon, Superior, Mega Sharpedo, Mew, and Mienshao. A couple things are definitely on the table. And then you've seen the sticks I'm rocking with. If you haven't seen that, go check out the Team Builder. But we're going to hop into this. Let's get after it. All right. Okay, we do see Scorch. We do see Rhyperior. No Mienshao is cool. What else did he not bring? He didn't bring Superior. I'm very glad to not see Superior. I wasn't sure if it'd come, but it was definitely scary if he did bring it. So Scorch is probably just a pivot. That could also be his answer to Blacephalon, although Blacephalon does learn Rock Blast, so I'm kind of would be surprised. But Lerny looks great, because he doesn't have a whole lot for it, barring Sylveon. I kind of like leading Euthanasia, because unless he's like Scarfed Mew, that looks pretty solid. He's probably either going to lead Mew or Rhyperior. I kind of just like leading Lerny. It pressures everything safely. Or I can lead Euphonic because he doesn't like that. I don't want to catch a burn. I'll lead Euthanasia, why not? There's the Mew. If he Scarf Mew, then that's whack. I doubt it though. He could be like Focus Sash counter. Man, if this thing is Scarf, I'm gonna be really sad. So I'm just gonna U-turn out. Because I mean, in this situation, he has to be pretty scared. Oh, he's got Fake Out. Okay, that's interesting. Well, he's not Scarf, and I can U-turn out this time. He's gonna go into Rhyperior. This thing is gonna take a chunk. Yeah. Oh, he's Helmet. Okay. That's not bad. I can go into Wind Shear and get my spikes up, or I can go into Lerny and just Dark Pulse or Flash Cannon. I like the Flash Cannon play going into Lerny because he's not going to take that very well. Just calc that damage really quick. Hydra, Rhyperior. That's definitely like Fizdef, Rhyperior. Yeah. Flash Cannon does a lot to that thing, and it catches the Sylveon coming in, or I can go into Thunder Snail and Scald fairly safely. Because what is he going to? Mew? Or Sylveon? I'll go into Thunder Snail here. Let's go Thunder Snail. He's back. Free Scald here. Probably just goes into Sylveon. I can Sludge Bomb it, see what he wants to do for me. His Hyper Voice obviously won't do a lot because I'm specially invested. If he Toxics me, that's okay. I have Heal Bell on Togekiss. The Mew's going to come back out. Alright, this thing could have Energy Ball or something. Oh, he's Red Card. Well, he spit me into Lerny, which is kind of sick. Obviously, he has to be scared, but he could definitely have Dazzling Gleam or Play Rough. So I'm going to go into Serendipity here. I can eat pretty... He probably just goes for Fake Out again. So let's see what he goes for. He's just going to Fake Out again. Yep. I'll just fire off an Air Slash. I want to see what this thing has for me. He's got Rocks. I'm cool with that. I'm just going to Defog those away. I want to force him to do something. Because he could either Roost, he can Volt Switch out, but I don't want these Rocks up for Euthanasia. So, especially now that I know that Rhyperior has Helmet, because I can't U-turn as safely on it. I'll have to make predictions and go into Lerny or Gastro. So as to avoid the chip. Because I'm already pretty weak at 63, and I need that thing around. Psychic? Do a lot. Alright, well, I'm going to take this opportunity. I've seen Fake Out, Stealth Rock, Psychic. His last move has to be Dazzling Gleam. So I don't want to go straight into Lerny, though, because this thing probably has speed. I'm just going to Air Slash again. I'm going to force him to keep default. Or his last move might be Roost. If he's mono attacking with Roost, or I want to force him to show me the Roost. So there's that again. I'm just going to defog away. If you show me Roost, oh, he's got Taunt. Okay, I'm cool with that. So here I would imagine you go into Rhyperior. I don't know why you would want to, but I know you can't hurt me. So I'm just going to go into Learning here, force him to, or Sylveon comes out, I'm okay with that. And I'm just going to U-turn out and go back into Togekiss and defog those away. He probably throws up a Wish here or Hyper Voices. There's the Hyper Voice. 26, that's not doing anything. And I want to defog those away. He's probably going to set up his Wish now, and I'm okay with that. I can definitely eat another one. If he starts Calm Minding, that's pretty scary, but Euthanasia can come in pretty freely afterwards. Wish, yep. Now I get to Roost safely. Right, Mew comes back out. That's annoying, but he could go right back out into that Sylveon. But I'm just going to start Air Slashing. He's going to set Rocks again. That's fine. He's probably going to taunt me now, but I'm going to keep Air Slashing. He expects me to defog because I've defogged away the Rocks immediately both times. So I just want to start whacking this thing. So I definitely don't want Rocks up. Or he's made it a point that he definitely wants Rocks up. And so I can use that to my advantage in the way, or how I play my Togekiss. Aegis is going to come out. Alright, never mind. Well, it's not good. He's leftovers. Okay, no weakness policy. I'm going to go into Thundersnail here. I want to see what kind of set he is. He is SD. Okay. That's not good. I'm going to Earthquake. If he sets up SD, if he goes for another one, I'm kind of screwed. I can go into Learning afterwards, though. If he's autotomized, then I'm definitely in trouble. Because I don't really have a lot to hit this thing. Oh, he's S. I am really stupid. This thing is definitely gonna kill me. He might think I'm physically defensive, but he's at +2. He's leftovers. Gastro is not gonna take this. He might think I'm physically defensive. I'm gonna stay in, see what he does, force his hand a little bit, because Skarmory can't touch this thing because I didn't put Whirlwind on it because I'm stupid. So I have to, I mean, if Gastro goes down, I don't really need it for anything else. And I can at least force him into Sword form so that he has to King Shield, and then I can go safely into Learning. But that was definitely, I hate Aegislash so much. It is so good, and it runs both sets incredibly well. Oh, he's going to SD again. That's what I was scared of. That is a good chunk. He's definitely going to kill me now, but I'm fine with that. I can go into Learning. Shadow Sneak shouldn't kill me, even at +4. Learning's pretty chunky. Yeah, Shadow Sneak does 43 max with max attack Adamant, and Dark Pulse will at least force him out. He will go into Sylveon, which will be a bummer, but this is the, I mean, if he goes for another one, I mean, it doesn't make sense because Learning can come in freely. So, and I'm full enough. Unless he's King Shield. Okay. So he's SD, probably Shadow Sneak Iron Head, I guess. Unless he's got Autotomized and he's like mono attacking. He's going to go back into Mew. That's really interesting. I don't understand that play at all. This thing can fake me out. It can Psychic me. Psychic won't do a lot. I'm just going to Earthquake again. If he fakes me out, it's going to do literally, yeah. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to get my leftovers back anyway. And Earthquake is good. He probably can go. He can go back into Sylveon here. He's going to see that I'm... Oh, he lived it. That's a bummer. But I'm going to use this opportunity to get back into Learning. Hit U-turn. Yep. He's going to taunt. It's cool. He was speed invested. Alright, that thing's dead. I can go into Euphonic fairly freely and Volt Switch. I want to see how much Euphonic is doing to that right here. Scald. He was bulky though. Beedrill should have done way more. Yeah, he's fully physical. Yeah, Scald will kill that thing. If he wants to go into Rhyperior, I don't think he will. He probably just goes into Sylveon here and throws up a Wish. But I can Volt Switch out fairly freely. But I'm in a pretty decent situation. Mew being gone is cool, although that thing wasn't doing a whole lot anyway. But if I can Volt Switch out and defog, yeah, this thing comes in. He's just going to Wish. So, oh my god, that does nothing. Alright, well, Serendipity can come out and click. Oh, he crit me. That's sad. I'm just going to defog. He's going to Wish. Probably into that stupid Excalibur again. But I can defog and then Roost fairly safely. But unfortunately, Sylveon is gross, so gotta play the long game. Alright, he just goes hard into Aegis. That's fine. Those are away. Alright, I'm gonna going hard into Lernie is a ballsy play, but one I think I want to make. Because if I go back into Thunder Snail, he's gonna know he can kill me this time, and I'm not taking 2 moves from this thing. And Lernie has done his job. If he CCs immediately and sitting in front of Togekiss, then he's really smart. But honestly, at the same time, I need Lernie to be fresh. So I am going to go into Thunder Snail because stance change. He goes for Iron Head. Okay. I'm glad I made that play. I can safely Earthquake again. If this brings the Sylveon back out, I'm okay with that. But I just need to scare this thing. He's probably just going to King Shield on the Earthquake. So I can recover. I'm actually going to do that. I want to keep this thing as healthy as possible. Because if he CCs, then that'll do a lot, but I don't think it will kill. Yeah, close combat shouldn't kill me from this range. If he Swords Dances, he wouldn't Swords Dance. He's going to King Shield and then probably Swords Dance. But he's definitely Iron Head. I'd imagine he would have Shadow Sneak for Blacephalon, but alright, so that Scorch comes out. Cool with that. At this point, he has no rocks. I'm gonna go into Serendipity because I don't need it, and I want to get a free switch into something else. Because this thing has Power Whip. He knows I'm scared of Power Whip, so he's just going to go for Fire Lash here. Maybe I live it. I doubt it. And if he starts coiling up, I definitely need to just start... Yeah, Togekiss comes in. He does go for Power Up. I'm cool with that. He Fire Lashes now. That's cool. I'm just going to try to Roost. Aegis probably comes back out. No, this thing is fully invested. So he's probably not a setup set. Because that's definitely max attack adamant for it to do that much. He stays in. Here's the Fire Lash, I'm assuming. Yep. I live it. I'm just going to Air Slash. My goal for this was to sack Togekiss off anyway. I can get some big damage off on this thing, unless he's Assault Vest. And I have a good chance to flinch, obviously. That was a good play, going for Fire Lash. That Roost was pretty obvious. I try to go back into Lernie, but this thing is beefy. And if he is Assault, he shouldn't be Assault Vest. He should definitely be Boots because I have Skarmory. Alright, he's going to go into Sharpedo. Well, I get a big hit on Sharpedo. I'm cool with that. Alright, you can kill me here, or I can go in hard into Wind Shear. I'm going to go hard into Wind Shear. I can preserve this thing for a sack later, and I have no reason to kill it now. And I get to see some sort of... I'm totally glad to get some chip on Sharpedo. Not that it would matter, because it's so frail anyway. But if he stays in base, it won't hit as hard. And I'll be able to gauge what this thing's deal is. Alright, Skarm comes out. He goes for Protect. I don't really know why he did that. He would have outsped me anyway. And I can I mean, he probably just goes into Aegis here. He's going to expect the body press. So I kind of want to go hard until... That's such a stupid and ballsy play, though. I'm going to go into Thunder Snail expecting Aegis to come out. I like the double here. There's no way he throws this thing away so early. Because he needs this for later. Because that's his win con. He doesn't have Autotomize on Aegis. That Sylveon is a support set. It's not a Calm Minesweeper. And I don't think that Centiskorch has Coil. It very well may. But God, Coil Centiskorch would be really scary. But if he stays in here and goes for Crunch, then that's a great play. But I fully expect Aegis to come out. Because realistically, Skarm can't do anything to Aegis, besides Whirlwind it out, but I have no hazards up. So. Alright, Centiskorch comes out. Alright, he's probably just gonna Fire Lash again. I'm gonna go back into Serendipity. And I might live it. I might not. I don't really care at this point. I need to keep everything else healthy. And Serendipity has done its job. So, no reason not to. He kills me, I get to go into Lerny, and Dark Pulse. I mean, still so free. I can't really just Flash Cannon in front of that thing, because if he stays in and Leech Lifes, I'm dead. Serendipity comes out, there's the Fire Lash. I lived it, which is hype, and I get another Air Slash on something. I would be shocked if he went into, or if he didn't go into Excalibur this time, because that thing comes in fairly free. But living that's pretty clutch. Oh, there's the flinch. Cool. He definitely switches out this time. Aegis comes in. I want to go... He saw me go into Gastro every single time. Like, Iron Head will do a lot. I want to start playing aggressively, though. But realistically, that's too big of a risk. I'm going to go back into Thunder. If he goes back into anything else, then whatever. But I don't have a viable alternative. I can stay in an Air Slash, but it won't do anything. If he flinches, he doesn't go into shield form anyway. And I don't want to let him set up for free. So. But he should know that he kills me now because he's seen Gastrodon damage. He's going to go hard into Sylve. That makes sense. If he's going to try to wish up into that Sharpedo, I think. I want to get into Euthanasia so bad, but that Rhyperior is still so healthy. I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb, see if I can get a poison on it. He goes for Hyper Voice. That does a decent chunk. See how much Sludge Bomb does. Oh, that does nothing. 19%. Oh my god. I want to get into Euthanasia, but I just have no in. I'm gonna go into Serendipity, I guess. If he wishes, that's bad. If he kills me, I can go into Euthanasia and U-turn. Or Poison Jab into U-turn. Just to cover the Rhyperior not coming in immediately. If he overpredicts, maybe he goes for like a Psyshock. Togi comes in. He's gonna Hyper Voice. Cool. Hardened to Euthanasia. Right click Poison Jab. Scorch comes in. Please don't burn me. Please. Thank God. Alright. Euthanasia's on the board. Here's the thing. If he goes into Sharpedo here, I'm going to pull out my saucy Tailwind tech. But I really can't afford to do that. If he, like, he would protect... I mean, like, what do I do other than, like, just try to U-turn out? I can get into Raikou for free. But I really can't afford to test that out. As much as I want it to work, and I think it would, if I lose Euthanasia, I cannot beat that Sylveon, I don't think. I mean, Skarmory probably can. Let's see how much... But that Sylveon's definitely got Mystical Fire for Skarm. And I've got a decent chunk of special investment, but I'm a Skarmory, and that's a Sylveon. So, that Sylveon, that's definitely max HP, max special defense. Rhyperior comes out. I don't want to U-turn just because Helmet, so I'm going to go straight into Wind Shear here. See what he does. Counter. Interesting. Well, I'm going to set some spikes. See what he wants to do. But this shouldn't be able to do anything. He can go into Aegis. And Iron Head does a good chunk. Our order is on the way and will arrive between the minutes of 8:33 and 8:43. I'm going for counter again. Yeah, not on my watch, buddy. I don't need Wind Shear getting countered by this thing. Misses Stone Edge. Sad, but it wouldn't have done anything. And I think Sharpedo probably won't die on entry. 32. That doesn't do anything. Alright. Into Thunder Snail we go. And I can Scald. He's got rocks on this thing too. Man, that's sad. Well, he's going to go back into Sylveon. So I can go back out into Euthanasia. But then this thing will come in and take a bunch of spikes. But I'm taking rocks and I don't have... Man, that's really sad. But every time I get Sylveon in against me, it's taking a bunch and it's forcing itself to take spikes. So I'm just going to Scald. I'll get maybe a burn. It's going to take 25. And then I can make a bold play and get out into Euphonic maybe. Volt Switch. He's going to stay in EQ. That did a lot. Please kill. Alright. He can go into Aegis and kill me now. Sylveon comes out. It's going to take a lot. He probably wishes here. I'm going to go into Euphonic. I want to try to keep this thing around. Hyper Voice. Oh, it gripped me. Sad. And realistically, I can't touch this thing, but I'm just going to Thunderbolt. No, I have to Volt. Oh, I died of rocks now. That was a misplay. Oh, that crit really hurts. Because now I have to rely on just sheer bulk to kill that Skarmory. I mean, this dumb, stupid guy. Alright, well, I can't... Yeah, that's really sad. Because now I can't switch in again. So I'm just gonna... Because he can Wish up here. I'm gonna Volt Switch and use that as a sack for later. And I'm gonna go into Wind Shear. That was a mistake. That was probably a mistake. If he Mystical Fires right now, I'm gonna be sad. Alright, there's the Hyper Voice. I am fast to this thing, and Iron Head will do a lot. Oh man, I might have just thrown by doing that. Let's see how much Mystical Fire does. I'm assuming he has Mystical Fire. Mystical Fire does under half. I could go back into Euphonic and sack it off now. And try to keep this thing healthy, but now I'm out of... Dang it, that's really not good. So Iron Head is a roll to kill this thing, and it's in his favor, but I will live it. Alright, I can hopefully live it. I'm going to go for Iron Head. If he goes into Aegis, then I can Roost, but he might think... I haven't brought any stab moves yet this season on this Skarmory, so... Maybe he thinks I don't have Iron Head and I'm bluffing. But I've only seen Hyper Voice Wish. He probably has Heal Bell and Mystical Fire. He lived it. That's really sad. Oh, he only has Hyper Voice. Alright, well that's great. I'm going to Roost. He wishes. That's fine. Yep. Oh, but now he's going to get back into that dang Aegislash. He goes for Protect. That's fine. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten to Aegis yet. I've shown that I have nothing for it. Well, there's my max roll, and I got a flinch. Very unfortunate. Sorry about that, bud. Alright, well, this thing's dead. Alright, this guy comes out. He lived that. Just gonna Iron Head. He says nothing can break Gastrodon. I don't understand that, considering I'm at, like, what, 38%. And, alright, Mega Chomp, Liquidation, does nothing. Oink. Alright. Windshear's Trail of Blood continues. Alright, those things come in. I'm gonna see if I can... This is dirty of me, but I'm gonna see how much. Iron Head will do a lot once he's... Boink. 9%. Oh, I got another flinch. God. That's just rude. Yeah, that's rude of me to do that. I'm gonna sack off. I'm just gonna keep looking at it, because realistically, I want differential. He's gonna set up SD. No, I gotta sack off. You know what? If he is able to kill me with anything now, Euphonic dies to rocks. He's gonna King Shield. Fine. I'm just gonna go into Lerny. Lerny should be able to pick this up, unless he's packing something really hype now. I think this should be over, but let's see. There's the Dark Pulse. That's gonna be GG's. That's what I like to call a riveting win, ladies and gentlemen. GG's to Crann. That was a good game. Sorry for the little bit of hacks there, but that moves us on to 4-0 on the season. Scarn putting in some good work on B-Drill and Lerny as always. So thank you to anybody who's out there watching it with me. I appreciate you. Like always, take care. See you next time.